Evening, everybody. It's Friday night, my friends, and I am back and getting ready here to jump back in. We'll do some coding tonight, hopefully. Maybe possibly get through some of the problems that I've run into, but we'll see. We shall see, my friends. Anyway, welcome on in, everybody. Welcome. Hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're all healthy and happy and all those things. Looking forward to the weekend, hopefully. And, in general, kicking butt and taking names, hopefully. I hope all you guys are doing well. I have security issues. Huh. I didn't know I turned code scanning on. How about that? Compound assignment statements in the form x plus equals y. Perform implicit narrowing conversion of the type of x is narrowed in the type of y. For example, x plus equals y is equivalent to x equals, where t is the type of x. This can result in information loss, numeric errors such as overflows. Oh, because it's because I'm doing a byte. Cast of source type int to a narrow destination type. I wonder if that is. I wonder if that's actually causing me the issues that we're seeing. That would be pretty good if it caught those, and that's what's actually happening here. Build resource store. So I'm basically doing the same thing there. But this is just to generate. This is just to generate a whatchamacallit, a password. So I don't think it's actually that. I don't think there's actually a problem there. But there's definitely some problem going on. And I don't want to do any of these pull requests yet because we still have a lot of code outstanding here right now. But yeah, we're having a problem with me retrieving the access token for Twitch and then giving it back to the Twitch service to use. Because I think what was going on was, if I can remember here, which I've updated and stuff, so I've lost a lot of, I don't know where my tabs were and all that stuff after reboots and things. And not here. It's not here. I'm looking for development. In the workspace, right? So where's my workspace at? that not the right one? Where the heck is my stuff deployed? Where the hell is this at? Yeah, workspace metadata. Where's my generating workspace? Let me see here. Is there a faster way I can get to the path here? Here we go. There's the path. We'll do that. Copy. All right. So. All right. Whoops. I gotta go under logs. So what was the error was in the logs, right? I think I was getting a stack trace in here, or was I getting it on? No, I think I was getting it in Eclipse itself. Which is really annoying because I want all that stuff to end up in the log here, so it's a lot easier to go back to. I wonder, see something here. Logback.xml. Do I grab all of the configuration? This is something that's been bothering me for a while. I want to make sure all those logs make it into my log. Logback standard error. Send all messages. No, I don't want that. Target system error. No. But we're on the right path here. So logback console appender also to file. Appender base. Depends on the console. Permanent. File is what we're using. Wonder if it's just faster to ask Copilot for assistance here on this particular one. How do I get log back console how do I get console log messages to also append to a rolling file appender in logback? That's how about this question? No, that's still not correct. I want all the console logs. How do I redirect standard error messages to a rolling file appender and logback? That's still not correct. I think Copilot's confused is what I'm asking. I want the messages, I want all the messages to be captured. Like, I don't know why it's not capturing all these messages in the log. Unless, the only thing I can think is that one of these libraries is not using SLF for J, and so I need like a SLF for J to like Java standard log or one of the other things. Probably, I bet that's what's happening. I just need like a bridge library in there to get them to go all into the same spots. Anyway, let's go project clean. And let's see, clean deploy. Start this up. Okay, and see what I can do here. here. Let me see. Let me try. Oh, I should put it in debug mode. Damn it. Well, let me just try this. I know it's going to fail. Yeah, Twitch access token is null. So, Twitch chat service, Java 66. So, Twitch chat service, 66. Yeah. So it hit my assert here with the get access token that I put in. So why is this? I wonder, did I miss something when I was doing MV Store here? Because when I save it, I feel like I missed something when I'm saving it. Right, because it's probably just as simple as that, like I'm not actually saving it. Although other things have worked in here, I feel like, but I don't, well, we'll see. So I open the map, do this, I put this in there. And then I close it, and it says it closes the file and the store, and unsaved changes are written to disk first. But here's the thing. This is auto closable, which tells me that this call should not be necessary, right? Because it should close it once it gets out of the try catch. Because it did this, right? Is MV Store auto closable? Yes. Close method is called automatically when exiting a try with resources blocked with the objects have been closed. Right. So I shouldn't have to call close here at all. The thing is, what I'd like to do is just immediately save it. So is there like a save? Store dot. Allow compaction time. Pending changes are persistent. If time is allocated for housekeeping, chunks with low fill rate are compacted and some chunks are put next to each other. Compaction is performed. Commit. That's what I'm probably missing. I probably have to call commit. It is not necessary to call this method when auto commit is enabled, the default setting, as is in this case is automatically called from time to time or when enough changes have accumulated. However, it may still be called to flush all changes to disk. Now, so that's saying, like, if you have auto commit on, which it's on by default, you don't have to call this. As in this case, it's automatically called from time to time or when enough changes have accumulated. But I'm also wondering if, in my case, since I'm since I'm opening and closing the store so much, if it makes sense to just call commit anyway. Or if something else is going on and it's just not bothering to commit. Try commit. X is a regular commit. I'm gonna do it just to see if it makes a difference, because something's happening here where it does not appear like I'm actually it does not appear like I'm actually getting tokens saved. At least in those cases with the OAuth tokens. Now, I've tested the value stuff. Right? And the value stuff seems to be okay. But I don't think I tested the OAuth token storage stuff, which is a little bit older code. Slightly older. I don't know. This is all I can think, is that there's something screwy happening here where it's trying to save token, and it's not retrieving it again. So let's do a stop here on this. Yeah, project build. And then what I need to do is start the server back up, delete the Twitch connection, reestablish it, and then see if I successfully get a token back out of here again. That. And then start the server. Okay. So let's go over here. We'll get our database going. That, and let's delete 8 here. Good. Back over here. Accounts. Link Twitch account. I'm just going to hide the screen for a second here, just in case it blows up. Okay, it didn't blow up, which is good. It immediately came back. Okay. So in theory, that's now saved. Do I have this linked up yet? I don't think I do. I think I looked at that before. That's not linked up yet. Let's reconnect. No, I don't have it linked up yet. All right, I'll put that on there. Save it. Okay. back here now. And try this. Okay. So the thing was not null. However, it's saying conduit is null. So did I get anything here? I didn't get anything there. What about the lock? Did I get a stack trace in the log? It does not look like it. Okay. So that's annoying because I want to see the stack trace that we're seeing on the screen. I want to see. Oops. So now what's going on here? Something's kicking off here and causing this other problem. It took a little while for that to kick off, though. And this is OKHTTP3 doing this. And I think I looked at the POM, and OKHTTP3 is coming in from the Twitch4j stuff. Yes, it's coming in from that. So Twitch4j is using that. Which in turn is having an issue. Or it's saying no class def found. All right. We are going to have to fix that at some point, but let's, well, you know what? Let me look at, so, okay, HTTP 3. API. That. Oof. Pointer exception. Anything there for that? What about for? You know what? Let's just look at everything. Or no. All right. Wait, maybe they have something related to Java 21. Old issue there. I don't see anything there. I don't see anything there. Okay. Well, let's solve one thing first. Let's see if I can figure out a problem that is actually my problem, which is this stack trace here. Cannot invoke register because conduit is null. So attach chat, Twitch chat service 70. Alright, so Twitch chat service 70, so this guy. So conduit is null, so this get conduit failed. So why is that failing? Calling get conduit. I wonder, is Twitch util not should be wired up, but it's possible that that's not. Well, no, I would get a null pointer on that if that wasn't wired up. So let's put a breakpoint here, and then I have a breakpoint there already. I think this was throwing an error. I'm going to put breakpoint there too. Well, it doesn't seem to show up on here when I look in the log. But let's restart in debug mode here. This will also help me test whether or not that access token actually saved properly. because we'll have that assert kick off again. Okay, so conduit is null. So we go into a knit conduit. That fails hard. But directed method, why? It's failing with an exception that I'm not catching. Yeah, legal state exception. And now it looks like all the threads are failing. Are running in the background. Why in the God's name is this happening? Cannot load. Go access. Okay, first of all, we're going to catch exception. Here, so I can gracefully see what the frick is going on. Or at least gracefully log what the frick is going on. It's easier to see. What I didn't check was what access token said, but let's do this. Project clean. Let's run it debug again. All right. I'll come back to here. And now I'm getting Twitch access token as null. So that's damned interesting. So, but it worked the second time through, but not the third time through. So I am rotating the encryption stuff. So it might be failing to write the correct password. To be read here. Because we gotta get that to be reliable. And right now it's not reliable. This whole thing falls apart if that's not reliable. So let's see if we can figure out. what is happening there. So do this. And let's replay that. Okay. So we have the store. The store is loading up. It's an open map. So we have stored tokens. And we got account ID is 9. That's correct. So what is this? Switch access token 9. That's correct. So I'm asking for the right thing. Then the value is null. Why am I getting a null value there? Get current key is giving me a little bit of junk there, but it's probably okay. Read key file. So I got the key. Oh, resources DB is there, but where's the no. Um, I think I know what's happening. I'm not updating the correct index M store. let me see. LS minus LAUT. No, I mean it says, well, yeah, last access, but when was the last modified man LS? Um, it was access time is you. God damn it. You can see when the last modified was. I think I know what's going on. I think it's not a code thing. Per se. I think it's when I'm rotating. Yeah. So I'm saving the data to the resources.db file. But it's not the resources.db file under source main resources. It's the one in the web application directories webinf classes. And so when I go and redeploy the app, I'm essentially wiping out the database that was there, and I'm replacing it with a database that is empty, and that's why I can't find anything in it. So problem is this database also has the API keys and stuff in it. So I need it to be that explains a lot of things. And it didn't really even dawn on me until I just thought about it, because Eclipse is doing what it's supposed to do, and it's taking the resources that are generated from Maven, which is from the resources folder, and just replacing what was in there. And I'm doing a clean build, which means it's deleting what was there and replacing it whole scale. So it's not, so I mean, the good news is my code's correct. Bad news is my build is not correct. So the build, okay, so the build is correct. But I need to save the database file and its index outside of the web app, which is, I should have thought about that at the first place, because every time somebody downloads a new WAR file, it's going to delete all their stuff. Which is not what you want. You want that to be a stable copy. which means when I start up the app, I got to do a lot more than what I'm doing. So in other words, I've got to have a directory that I'm writing the resources to that's outside of the app, or outside of the outside of the war files deployment area. And then when the war file starts up, I have to read the resources DB that comes with the war file, open up the one that is in the one that's outside of the web app directory, merge those keys, of which there should only be a few. There shouldn't be any access tokens in it. And then make sure from that point forward I'm reading and writing everything to the outside. Everything to the outside copy. Okay. Okay, it's so obvious, and I'm shocked I didn't think about it. But then again, it's so obvious that maybe it shouldn't shock me that I didn't think about it. I mean, that's a fundamental issue that we gotta fix, because that's gonna affect not only the Twitch stuff, but it's gonna affect the YouTube stuff too. Which is why that also explains why the YouTube profile picture probably went away, because it doesn't have it no longer has a key to go to the API to grab it. Although the URL shouldn't have changed, but whatever. Anyway, this would affect YouTube as well. It's just I'm not really using the YouTube API yet. Okay, so we gotta fix this. So when the storage file is resources DB. Wait, am I already? That's getting the index. Oh, I'm doing class path : storage file. Yeah, okay, I am doing it wrong. So I need a place for this. I need to define where these things are going to live. Which, in theory, I could do from the installer, but we're not running from the installer right now. So where do I define that? For right now, I can do it as a system property. And we'll just have to figure out. I think that'll translate okay to the installer as well, but we'll roll with that for a moment. So we'll say that the hey Tech, welcome. Could have started many hours ago, but watching vids, messing around. No, I get the feeling. There's been a couple times where I'm like watching videos and stuff, and I'm like, oh, it's 9 o'clock. I need to start a stream up. I know the feeling right away on that. It's going good. I'm slowly uncovering a fundamental problem I've had here with this thing that I need to fix, but otherwise it's going all right. You'll be happy to know I start looking into game development stuff. But I have decided I want to learn how to write a custom-ish engine. So I start looking at the lightweight Java game programming library, and it looks like I'm actually surprised at how robust it is. It's got hooks for Vulkan. It's got hooks for OpenGL, OpenAL. If I really want to get crazy, I can go do CUDA stuff and all kinds of things. So I think I want to jump in head first and just kind of see if I can learn some stuff along the way. So Unreal changed all the asset store to Fab. Get all the free stuff on the Fab store before it's not free. Ah, okay. Just Godot or Unreal making a game engine can take by itself 5 to 10 years. Yeah, but I learned something in the process. I think that's what I'm more interested in doing. I could certainly pop something in Godot or Unreal, but I actually want to learn the under the cover stuff. So, and you know, who knows, it may not actually, I mean, it'll take a while, but it may not take, you know, quite that long. I don't know, but we'll see. I mean, the nice thing is, one of the nice things about it is that there's libraries that already know how to read. Like, there's a library that already does UI stuff, like menuing and stuff. And there's a library that already can read all of the 3D object models and things. So there's a lot of like heavy lifting that's kind of already sort of done. It's just a matter of, I mean, it's a lot of just plumbing, really. I mean, at this point, which, you know, is something I do all the time anyway. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm only going to do it like one day a week anyway. So I'm only going to do it on Saturdays. Although tomorrow I'm not streaming, but I'm thinking of making it like the Saturday project. And we'll see. I mean, there's, it's always possible for me to just kind of go so far into it and then be like, you know what, let's just punt and do Godot or Unreal. I mean, they're still there. They're going to be there for a while. So, how fast the tech space is dissolving jobs. I get a backup plan, and a game could be just that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about tech job myself. But because I mean, like, I have enough skills that I can go pretty much anywhere and do anything. But I could see others wanting to hedge their bets, and I no problems with that. Just talking to one that's now made 3 games. He lost his job last summer. Went at and is now making a living from it. He just won a $150,000 game jam. Oh, cool. Very cool. Yeah. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm not... That's the one thing I'm not actually that concerned about. Because, it's not every day you come across someone that's got 20 years of experience in full stack development. If I was more specialized, I would be a little more concerned. But since I'm a generalist, they could pretty much put me anywhere and I'd figure it out. I mean, hell, I got a job as a Ruby on Rails developer, having had no experience at all in Ruby on Rails, and I learned on the job. So, I mean, it comes down to being able to interview well, right? Like, if you can interview well, and I don't mean like lying. I don't lie to people, but if you can just interview well and tell them exactly where you're at and what you're doing, you can pretty much land anything. You know what I mean? In my shoes today, even I'm worried for my jobs. All the jobs are gone. My state in the last 4 years lost over 90,000 factory jobs, and my area was hit hard. Yeah. No, I industry is definitely... I'm not saying don't worry. I don't want to say it's not something to be worried about. A lot of manufacturing jobs are gone. A lot of jobs in general are just kind of going away, or at the very least they're evolving into something else. So it really depends on industry at this point. Tech industry is not going anywhere anytime soon. They've tried several times to offshore, and they've had very limited success with it. So I don't see that succeeding anytime soon. Now, they've been shedding a lot of jobs, but there's still a lot of opportunities out there too. It's when the opportunities start going away that then there's a real issue. I drove truck. I could make a phone call, get a new job on call, and go see someone and start that day. Yeah. If John Deere leaves the USA, I have 7 companies that will close their doors. Yeah. It's... The manufacturing sector is... I don't know what they can do about that right now, because it's like the problem is that these the only thing you could do is to bar those companies from going on the stock exchange, which I don't think will ever happen. You know what I mean? Like, the only reason these companies are racing to the bottom as far as like costs are concerned. It's because they want to generate fancy numbers for their investors. If you bar the entire manufacturing sector from being able to be publicly traded, maybe you start to get some of those back. Maybe. I don't know. I just, it's, or you just have to, or we have to start looking at transferring those over to other industries, like, I don't know, renewable energy and all that stuff, I guess, recycling of batteries and lithium, and I don't know, something. What do I know about economics? But it's like you need. It feels like there's nothing. It feels like they've hit a limit, and there's not the next big thing that would be kind of created onshore. Like you've got the computer, like the technology industry, kind of really started in the U.S. with ARPANET and all that stuff, and that kind of spawned the industry, and we were, and that's what we needed to infuse jobs. And now, but with manufacturing and stuff, I don't know if there's anything homegrown that would have like a new, industrial revolution kind of thing. You know what I mean? $200% import tax on all parts and stuff. Yeah, but the problem is the import taxes they just drive the prices up for consumers, right? So it's like, sure, you can put an import tax on things, but the companies just pass that on to the consumers, and they'll lose customers that way. I mean, that's all all that crap just rolls downhill. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not the magic bullet I think that people think it is. I don't think there really is any magic bullet, honestly. Then again, I have no idea. Way too many numbers for my taste. But it's not the fix, but it's something. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about it to say good, bad, or indifferent, honestly. I have more of a like, my approach is more of don't touch it unless you know what you're doing. Right? It's like if you don't know what you're doing, don't touch it. Find somebody who does know what they're doing, let them touch it. And I'm not sure that he has the people around him that would know how to do that. That's more of my thing. It's not the figurehead, it's who they surround themselves with, right? And if you surround yourself with really expert people who know who are intelligent and know this stuff inside and out, then you could be the goofiest, wackiest, off the wall person and still get things done well, assuming you listen to them. But yeah, it's who knows? Who knows, right? You know what I mean? It's oof. I don't know. It's the old saying, right? It's not what you know, it's who you know. that's I mean, I look at, bringing it back to technology. I look at all the people I've worked with over the years and all the projects we've collectively worked on, and there is like there is no way we would have been half as successful as we were without everybody being just good at what they did. You know, one person's good at one thing, another person's good at another thing, another person's good at another thing, and they all get together and they collaborate, and something good comes out of it. Despite, you know, despite management wanting crazy off the wall stuff that shouldn't work, you somehow pull it out at the end, you know? It's just, who knows? I'll have to go back to work trucking. It's going to be the last thing to make money for your area. Yeah. No, I hear you on that. I have the luxury of remote work, which I know is largely going away, but there's still enough of it around that I don't necessarily need to travel across the country to get work if I don't need to, and I'd rather not. But and I live in an area that's, you know, I live in Pennsylvania, so it's we still have plenty of tech companies here, you know, so I not necessarily. I'm not really in a position where I have to go anywhere, but definitely lucky in that regard. The rest of the country, oof, I don't know. I don't know how bad it is, you know? Jump back into gold and go back to digging again. Yeah, I mean, that is very hit and miss, right? Because gold just doesn't have the value it used to have. And the problem is the resources that have value now are all like toxic, right? Like I don't think anybody can just anybody can go and mine lithium or something like that. I think you have to have specialized tools and stuff, right? I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's toxic in its native form, but I'm not a scientist in that regard. So like stuff like that would be like super valuable. There's a lot of startup costs, a lot of just stuff you gotta really be careful with, you know. But isn't it? What, gold is up right now? I mean, it very much could be. I don't keep tabs on it, but yeah. 2600 an ounce. Ooh, okay. That's not bad. That's pretty darn good, actually. I wonder what the... I guess it is being used in electronics in some capacity, so I guess that does make a little bit of sense. And I wonder if it's also got some whatchamacallit, like some renewable energy usage and stuff too. I wonder. Huh. Some countries have gone back to a gold standard. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. I mean, that would make sense then. If a bunch of countries have gone back to gold standard, then yeah, it would drive the price of gold up again. Huh. I don't think the US will ever go back to gold standard, but other countries, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll maybe in 5 years we'll be asteroid mining or mining the moon or something. Drive it up even more. Could hit 4,000 soon. Ooh. Okay. Okay. That's something. That is something. If it gets me off this planet, I'll go join it. You know? I think there's a lot of people who share that sentiment. Trust me. I mean, all things considered, I would like to see space at some point, just as a tourist. But I don't know that I would be a pioneer. That's for certain. I don't think I have the pioneer spirit. I think I need some luxuries. Spun off this planet. It's so messed up. Yeah, we have our issues. I mean, everybody's got their issues now, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help getting bombarded by them as soon as you open any kind of social media app too. Like, I'm at the point where I'm just like ready to just uninstall everything and pretend it doesn't exist. It's please snatch me up. At this point, I just don't care. You offend them all. Yeah, I don't even care to engage. I mean, that's how unmoved I am. Like, you just scroll right on by, and I don't even bother like engaging. I see like half a sentence, I'm like, no thanks. You know? I can't even be bothered to even like say anything anymore half the time. Because I feel like at some point, like, even the most, and maybe this is naive of me, but I feel like even the most cynical, angry person at some point gets tired of being upset and angry at everything and just wants to be happy. You know? It just wants a little bit of sunshine. And like, no matter how much they can bury themselves in all the negativity and crap, at some point they probably want something positive. And maybe more people are getting to that point now where they just want something, anything that's positive, and so they just start to disengage from all the crap, maybe. You know? It's like a badge of honor these days. Watch them cry. Yeah. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows anymore? I need to... Yeah, so I need to... Let's define a thing here of database path property. We'll call it just call it DB path for right now. And then what I can do This is kind of silly, but I'm gonna do this anyway. Get path. Just say string resource. Here, and then we'll say string path equals system dot get property. That is path property. And then I just return %s/%s formatted path resource. All right, then we can just say get path key file. Here we say get path storage file. Oh wait, I have a get resource file path? Oh, that's fine. I've got two things that get a path. Whatever at this point. Like I said, it's a silly method, but it's a thing. Okay. Okay, so all right, that's fine. That's fine. So then what we can do is say, where's my, so in the server here, we'll add an argument. So we'll say a -d db path, is that what I called it? I think that's what I called it. And I'll just do tilde and db. That. I think I called it db path, right? Yeah, db path. And then I add a slash to it. That's right. Okay. And then that. Okay, cool. Okay. So that will open them up. There, assuming they exist, which they won't. So I have to, on startup, I have to get the files over there. And if they already exist, I need to merge the keys in. So where do I do the startup here? These might be too early. Oh no, here it is. Start DB and run migration. No. That's starting the database and running the migrations. Where's the thing that's... Now, you know what? I can look at... where's that? Rotate secure storage. What do I call this? Secure storage runner. Here we go. Rotate encryption. Is listening for context started. Okay. So, I need to. Um, so init and rotate encryption. And I need to put a method in here that will check if the files exist. If they don't exist, I just copy them from the class path. Because they will exist there. If they do exist, oh man. Okay, and if they do exist, then I gotta merge them. Well, I gotta merge the database, but I don't have to merge the index because that's just gonna change. Okay. Let's think here. So I want to find if the private static boolean file exists. String well, resource exists. String resource name. And I'm gonna need the loader for this too, I think. Resource loader. Okay. So I want to do. Half. So, string path or file path equals get path resource name file. No, is it file? Crap, I want to use the new IO stuff. And I haven't used it in forever. Crap. How do I check if a file exists using Java NIO? files plural dot exists paths plural dot get. Okay. Not sure I would have figured that out on my own. Return files dot exists paths dot get file path. What's the other portion of? I guess I don't need this other part here. Oh, it's a var arg. Okay. So I don't need to specify it. Okay. Well, that takes care of that part. Private static boolean copy file string resource. Well, source name. I guess I don't need the resource loader for this. I will need the resource loader for this because I need to grab the other one from the class path. Copy file class path. Okay, so we want to do string destination equals get path resource name. Okay. I'll do loader get resource class path colon resource name dot file. Guess I want to get file on it. And list make directories rename to. I feel like there was a copy somewhere, but not here. Files. Copy path source, path target. Okay. And options. So we want to do get resource. Get URL. Get path. No, it wants a path object. Dot. I do get file. Can I do get path? Well, it's got a string, but okay. So path. I want to do paths that this one, that there, and then put it on the paths that get destination. And this probably throws an exception, right? IO exception, yep. Logger error, unable to copy %s to resource destination. This is okay. Okay. Can I, oh, that's a good question. Can I guess I can grab all the keys out of the database and merge it. I wonder if there's a way to do that. So, MV store merge. You have to tell it what map to open, and that's what's got me concerned. Although, honestly, I only need, well, yeah, I mean, right now I only need to merge one map and not the other one, in theory. So, it may not be that big a deal. What is the, yeah, I only really need to merge the keys token map name and not the tokens, because I don't want to merge those down. It's not going to exist anyway. So, yeah. So we might be okay. Let's do private static void merge resource keys map from class path. Source loader. Okay, so we want to do destination. Get path. Storage file. And I've got something here, get MV or get well, actually I can do get resource file path. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter right now. That's actually just a long way of doing what I just did with get path. Okay, and then string source is loader get resource class path storage file. Do I get file on it? Where's the what does this take? That takes a string. Okay. Wait, get MV stores. Do I do that? Is this mine? This is mine, right? Right, so I can just call get MV store directly. Get, this is get URL, get path. Right, and try catch there. Let's do bring source. That and logger error. Unable to open storage file database. For merging. Okay. So we say try the get MV store source and then keys token map name. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the encryption key. I need the encryption key for it, which where's the get current key? Oh crap. So what we'll do is we'll say get current key string key file. Path and we'll say private static string get current key resource loader turn get current key loader and what I pasted, what I copied. There we go. Path key file. Hey, Premier, welcome. Welcome on in. How you doing tonight? We got some F-Zero going here. Very nice. Little mute city. Alright, so get current key. Blah, blah, blah. So that allows me to then have an override for this where I can give it the key file path. Because I need two different key files. So good. Can't complain today. Good. Good, good, good. I'm glad. Looking forward to the weekend, hopefully. I know I need a little break. I know I need this weekend. I need a little break. As it is. Oof. Spent most of the day fighting with the JavaScript date pickers. Date time pickers. One of the simplest things probably ever, and yet it's always a pain in the ass when you upgrade it and all that stuff. We have them all over the place and dozens and dozens of files. So it's like every file you gotta go into and get rid of like JavaScript I don't need anymore and make sure I got all the stuff together. I mean, luckily we had like a macro that every page uses. So I don't have to like do anything with the HTML, but I do have to remove unnecessary calls and all that stuff now. And it's just fun stuff from a time perspective. Yeah, you can't wait. Nice. Nice. Okay. So I need to get current key for key file path. The loader and This would be the class path. This would be class path key file. The recall and no, it's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. What is this? Store. This would be the S path store. Or really the source store. And then try destination store is get nv store destination, and then I just need get current key with just the loader, and that'll get the one that we want. Okay. So I would do destination store who would win? Bots that think like AI for protecting our planet, or bots like human thinking? Well, I would say the human thinking bots, right? Because there's an what's the word I'm looking for? I wanted to say unwritten rule, but there's to me, when people say human thinking robots, I immediately jump to the capacity for humans to what's the phrase, like human ingenuity. Like, you can intuit things that don't exist yet. And so when you have like a human-like robot, then theoretically a human-like thinking robot that thinks like humans, theoretically they can create at that point, right? They can create something out of nothing. They can create something that's never existed before, right? The whole human imagination kind of thing. And to me, that always wins out in the end, right? Bar none. The person that can outthink the other person is always going to succeed. You know. Have I seen the new brain encoded AI setup Japan has? Almost self-learning. It took to hook up how Neuralink has had and had a programmer code it with his brain connected. almost self-learning. No, I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything about that. That programmer coded. Oh, I see what you're saying. I mean, that's interesting. The Neuralink thing. I think I heard some rumors of it. It's wild. It acts and talks like a person. Sure. It's there's still that hurdle though, right? And there's that hurdle, the hurdle of like the hurdle of consciousness that it still has to yeah, it's not perfect. I realize it's not perfect, but there's that the hurdle of consciousness that things have to kind of get over, right? Because still, like, our concept of AI right now is essentially a learning system. And by learning system, I mean it's taking information that's been fed into it and it's just combining it in weird ways. But it's not really creating something from nothing. It's creating an amalgamation of things that have already existed, you know? So coding is starting to write its own new code add-ons. This one's writing code from what it has learned. Yeah. And that's exciting. When you have like a limited, something like a programming language is, I think, lends itself well to the current crop of AI in many cases because it's got a limited set of words and phrases that work, you know? The big problem there is as the code is running presumably in a sandbox. It's not the kind of thing that I think a lot of people think that they can just have AI generate code and then suddenly they've got this awesome website and everything. But it's they've got some application, but it doesn't really take into account security practices and information collecting practices and all that stuff. So they're not quite there yet. But if it's running in like a sandbox where it doesn't have to worry about all that stuff, it's probably generating pretty darn good code. Or at least, I guess at that point it doesn't really matter the quality of the code it generates as long as it can interpret its own code. And that's really that's the one thing that I think is tripping everything up right now is like, because one of the things is, not only do programmers write code, but they have to maintain the code that's been written over the years. And I'd like to see if they can get AI bots that can not only write the code, but then maintain it as libraries, improve and as coding techniques improve, and they can actually go back and improve their own code they wrote. That would be really super impressive. Because it seems like right now one of the big problems is AI is when you train AI on other stuff that another AI generated, you start getting really crazy bad results coming out the other side, Should it take 2 weeks to make a game, basic top-down full game, and it was playable day one, and coders went through it and asked for it to make changes, and it took 2 days and redid it. Yeah, that's respectable. Like I said, it's really respectable that it can take its own code and rewrite it, and do all that stuff. You know, I'm not saying that's a big leap. That's a big leap. The question is, can they tell it to do that 4 more times, and will it continue to succeed, or will it start to suddenly go into daydream land? You know what I mean? Because that's been the big issue lately. They had it make a phone app and other things. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, it's still in early days. Yeah, I figured. I mean, all this stuff really is. I honestly, we're not going to see anything decent come out of the AI space probably for another 5 years. And by decent, I'm really stretching the word decent. You know, like, we've got stuff that, you know, can kind of get you there right now, but you got to know something. We're not at a point where you can completely rely on an AI to just give you something that's gold. You know, it's on its first attempt. 5 to 10 years before we see a real leap. Yeah, that's reasonable. I would say that too. Yeah. But again, you know, we're talking, and I wish that they would come up with a different phrase than AI, because it's not really traditional AI, right? It's something else. We used to call them knowledge systems or learning systems. I feel like we need to start calling these learning systems again, because AI has too much of a connotation in science fiction for something completely different, and it's because they're using that term, they're confusing a lot of people, and they're gypping a lot of people out of a lot of money in the process, because they think they're buying into something that it isn't, and isn't going to be for a long time, you know? Make improvements every 2 or 3. They need a jump in how the computer setups are. They need the next step above what we have now. Well, I mean, we've been on the cusp of quantum computing for a decade now. Maybe they can advance quantum computing to a point where it can do this, because that would probably be the ultimate that you need as far as power is concerned, right? You know, not only power but storage, because that's the other thing, is like storing all this stuff takes a lot. But if you have a quantum bit, if you have a qubit, and you can store, it's not just binary anymore. You can store thousands of values in one bit. Now you're starting to get closer to what they're trying to model. I mean, back in the day when I was in college and I was learning a little bit of the AI stuff, neural nets was the big thing. And quantum computing, I think, is the one thing that was very integral to neural nets, because now you can model entire processes as neurons. Like, you can actually model the neurons in a qubit, you know, whereas now we're kind of like fudging it. Yeah, sort of fudging it, you know. So quantum PC stuff, but way big stuff. I want to see what happened to Pig Brain PC chip 15 years ago. Yeah. The quantum PC stuff is It's a difficult problem. It's been a difficult problem for a long time. And I think there's still, despite it being around and being a thing on the cusp for a long time, they're still making progress in it. It's just they need that breakthrough moment, right? And I think if they can do a breakthrough moment, I think that will be the breakthrough moment as well for AI processing and stuff. I think those two will go hand in hand, probably. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, the problem I see now, like we've got computer vision and we've got self-driving cars to an extent, but not full self-driving yet. And I keep thinking to myself, like, if we were to take the current state of AI and put that in a self-driving car, how many people would die in the process, right? Because in theory it makes sense, right? Because you're feeding, if you're feeding the AI all these, like, because the Teslas are driving around with human drivers and they're recording every motion and every situation, right? If you were to feed all that data into, and probably other data from other sensors and stuff, into an AI and basically make it learn how to drive, or how to drive based on other drivers, the experience of other drivers, how close would you get to something that actually works well 99% of the time? And that's the real question. Elon just started a self-driving van for a shuttle driver setup. First of its kind. From his cars. Yeah. I don't know about that taxi thing. There's a lot of conflicting things on that. I don't know if the taxi is actually, like, I know they want to roll out the self-driving taxi and stuff. But there seems to be an air of BS around it, where it was maybe not working the way they said it was. Like, it was on a closed course and stuff, and had like a pre-programmed route kind of thing. You know what I mean? He downloads info from the cars every month. Oh yeah, I know that Tesla downloads the info from the cars constantly, because that's what they're trying to do. I think they're trying to feed that into their sensors and stuff, and all that. And it's a brilliant plan, as long as the AI doesn't daydream, I guess. But it's I think that's a good thing. And I mean, that's kind of what the airline industry does too, right? It doesn't directly take flights and feed them into something, but it does. Every time there's an accident or an incident or something like that, it investigates and then makes better rules, more restrictions, and all kinds of stuff around how to improve the airplanes and maintenance and all that stuff. And you're kind of doing the same thing with the self-driving stuff, is you're taking data, but you're taking it real time. Essentially, you're feeding it into something and you're saying, here's all these scenarios that people have run into so far, learn from them, Oh no, I realize that the planes have essentially highways in the sky. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking more about the safety, not the autopilot. The autopilot, um, they've set it up so that the autopilot can be very reliable based on the fact that it's got these pre-planned routes and stuff, um, and waypoints and things like that. I was talking more about safety in general, like how it's I forget the number. It was like a much safer. 10 times, 16 times. I don't remember the number. Safer to fly in an airplane than it is to drive a car. And so, if you were to start to then do the self-driving stuff, and it's learning how to drive safely, and now you apply that to the cars, are you now making car travel safer or just as safe as like air travel? You know what I mean? 10 times. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Planes got no traffic, much easier. So, well, sure. But they also, I mean, technically planes also have the ADS-B? No, what is it? The avoidance system. I forget the acronym for it. Where if there is a conflict where two planes are coming close to one another, the planes will actually coordinate between one another, and one plane will go above and the other plane will go below, and that way, you know, like the computer decides between the two planes, that the computers decide which way the plane should go, so that it takes it away from the pilot, so the pilot doesn't make the wrong decision. I forget the acronym for that, but yeah, avoidance system. Right, exactly. Yeah. Right. Planes have a wide area to fly. Cars, yeah, and planes don't have to deal with, you know, pedestrians. They don't have to deal with trees. Hopefully, hopefully they're a lot higher than trees. They still have to deal with mountains potentially, but most of the routes in the sky are done by a human, so they're not going to purposely crash into a mountain, kind of thing. And more importantly, the planes don't deal with weather, right? Like, as soon as there's any like little bit of turbulence or something like that, like those autopilots will kick off and hand it right back over to the pilot, right? Which technically the cars are doing now, but the pilots are trained to keep an eye out for that stuff. Drivers are not. So you've got like a driver who's probably not paying attention, and when suddenly the car's autopilot kicks off, you know, and hands back control to them, versus a pilot who understands that, you know, these hazards are coming and they should be on guard, kind of thing, you know. Stay away from the new Toyota car. They get on fire. Did Toyota make a new Pinto? Is that what happened? For weather. Oh yeah, no, and a lot of pilots do try to route around bad weather anyway. They usually don't purposely fly right through bad weather either. Whereas you don't have that luxury on the road, because you're following a path, you know. So yeah. So okay, so I gotta see what's the. Let me see. Toyota Fire. New car Fire. Two Corollas burned? What? Toyota GR Corolla fire controversy. I don't want a video. I just want to see an article somewhere. Is there an article somewhere here? Massachusetts couples Toyota RAV4 catches fire amid unresolved something. When was this? This was June. These are earlier August. GR Corolla fire. What? Okay, let's see. Car was still stock, but says his stock hot hatch caught on fire and burned down. Without motive power, what? I can engulfed in flames. What? So far, the dealer's suspicion is that the excess fuel from a potential fault was bypassing the cylinder and combusting in the turbo. Huh? End up torching. I feel like this article is AI written. It's a little bit choppy. All right. Interesting. I did not know that this was a thing. Toyota recall check. Huh. There's a short. Yeah, if you can paste the link there, I'll take a look at it. I don't know if YouTube will let you paste a link or not. I've turned all the moderation off on the YouTube, but it still may not allow for it. What do I do? I get map? Is that what I'm doing? Oh, open map is what I gotta do. You sent it very. Oh yeah, okay. It's not. Yeah. It's not coming through. I don't understand. YouTube is very, very something's going on where it doesn't allow any links to be sent, even though I've turned all the moderation off. I don't know why that's happening. So something's off there. It's all right. It's fine. It is fine. No, I take your word for it. Store open map. Okay, so I gotta open the map here. Open map. So I should be able to put all, right? His name is short. Okay. Put all. Okay, hang on 1 second there. Put all. Oops. Source store. Open map. Or is that all I need to do? Yeah, because that just gives me the map, right? Yeah. What does this throw? I just catch exception, right? Okay. So I'll just do catch. Oops. Wrong. Catch. Exception. Error. Unable to write to destination store for merge keys. Destination store. I'm just going to call commit right there just so it's done. Catch exception. Logger error, unable to read from source store for merge keys. There you go. Not sure how YouTube does the copyright stuff though. It might want to go off screen. Yeah. I will. I'll just take a quick peek at it here. So what's the YouTube shorts Toyota GR Corolla fire escape. There's a lot. It will not catch on fire. It will catch on fire. Burning down. Yeah, the top one here. That's what, 15 minutes, that one. There's also the short here. Denying warranty if you went over 85 miles per hour. Huh. Let me see. Let me just real quick here. Hide that for a second. 1,000 miles. Huh. Yeah. That's interesting. I don't know. I saw that whole thing. It was, multiple people with their cars catching on fire. Who knows? Who knows anymore? Because I mean, the other problem with that is it's so hard to verify that these things are real. You know? Like, it's just. I mean, sure, it certainly looked like the car caught on fire and everything, but was it? Or did we have all the circumstances? Really? You know? Because it's so easy nowadays to just, like, throw random stuff out there just for the virtual attaboys and stuff. Not saying that there wasn't a problem. It's just, it's hard to know it's hard to know if you've gotten the entire story or not. You know what I mean? That's what I worry about. I think, this, not to get on my pulpit again, but I still think the most important thing we could be teaching kids today is how to find factual information, how to do due diligence properly, because there's so much, like, misinformation and all kinds of things going on out there, and it's just like I liken it to, when I was going through school, they started out with, you can't use any calculators. You can't use calculators. There's going to be situations where you can't use calculators, so we're not going to let you use calculators in math class. And then by the time I was into high school and stuff, they're just like, yeah, just here's a calculator. Just use a calculator during the test. Just keep using calculators. Because at that point, they became so ubiquitous that it was like, you're never going to be without one. Especially now when everybody's got a phone and it's got a calculator on it, so they focus more on teaching techniques rather than rote memorization, right? Since now everybody had calculators, they couldn't rely on you memorizing things. They had to instead make problems that required you to use other skills to come up with a solution via the calculator. And I feel like that's the same thing that has to happen now with just information in general. Like, there's so many. I remember being blown away when I got into college and the professors were like, yeah, it's an open book test. You can use your textbook during it, right? And it's like, because I'd never had that. And it turns out, the tests were much harder because, well, yeah, you can use your textbook, but, you got to actually still think, right? What they teach them from then. Yeah, exactly. And it's like you have to, you can use any textbooks you want. You can use whatever you want, but you still have to figure out the solution to the problem. And you have to document how you came up with the solution to the problem. Right. So it means that, the tests have to be written differently and everything else. And like, I feel like that needs to be the normal way of doing it now. Like, there should be, It should be more about like use, everybody's carrying around the whole of human knowledge and history in their pockets now, right? So it's time to start to get away from memorization and start to learn how to use the tools that are at your disposal properly. Because if you can learn how to look something up and how to find the correct answer to the problem that's being presented, you're going to be in so much better shape for life than anything else, right? It's just like one of the biggest hurdles that I had getting into computer science and everything else was just getting over that knowledge hurdle, right? You didn't know what you didn't know, and you didn't know where to find the information you needed. And so it was a lot of just kind of learning how to look things up and learning how to get accurate information, get good information. And it was easier back then, we didn't hit the web 2.0 until I was well into, several years into programming and stuff. So it was easier to find accurate information than it is today. You didn't have to quite navigate all the stuff and weird, crazy stuff now. But I can't imagine trying to do it today. Like having to do that same thing where you're just like, you just want an answer that is correct and you don't know where to look to find it. You get so much crap to weed through. So I think I've got the steps here that I need. I just need to put them all together. But I am tired right now. So I don't think I'm going to be able to continue with this tonight. But I'm glad I at least had enough mental capacity to figure out what was going on. Because that was really boggling my mind there. And this week, we definitely have to fix this first. Because I need to be able to get the access tokens out that are stored. Number one. And then number two, we got to figure out why that, once I had the access token, the conduit thing was failing to create. And I have a feeling that that's the lower level OKHTTP problem that's going on, where it doesn't have it's not finding its Kotlin classes that it needs, which is just really super annoying. I don't think it's not logging into here either, which is also really annoying me. I wonder if let me see something. What does this use? Does this support SLF4J for its logging? Depends on Okio for high performance IO and the Kotlin standard library. Staying current. In TLS. Kotlin script is the first security provider. .312x. What's their latest release? But they don't have releases listed here. Oh, they're okay. They're at 4x changelog. 412. What version is this other BS pulling in? It's not 412, I don't think. Oh, I take it back. No, it is using 412. Well, that's the event sub. Wait a minute. Switch for J. Yeah, okay. It is bringing in 412. Okay. So it's bringing the latest stuff in. So... and it's using Kotlin 1.8.21. Which, that's what's weird. It says it wants 1.8.21. It is bringing in 1.8.21. Okay. Because this is looking at 1.9.10, which is omitted for conflict with 1.8.21. Although, interestingly enough, it's bringing in the standard lib common. I bet that's what the problem is. So it's not. It's bringing in JDK 8.21, but it's bringing in the more up-to-date common, which is overwriting the 1.8.21 common that it wants. And I bet that's the frickin' problem. So I wonder if I just I can exclude that one. I'm going to exclude this one. And see if let me see here. If I go Maven State Project. So 1.8.21. Oh, excuse me. What do you want to bet that fixes the problem? I bet that was it. Which is just like a weird... I mean, that's just OKIO doing weird stuff. Right, so that exclusion is... where's that at? Kotlin standard lib common. Oh, it screw you. It completely excluded it entirely, which is not what I was looking for. I wonder if I can dig down and say I only want it excluded for this guy. Or it might be just easier for me to just bring it in myself. I wonder if I can do that. Can I override the version it's bringing? I'm curious here. Maven override transitive dependency version. Yeah. I override the dependency added by our library. I mean, obviously I can just bring it in myself, but I want to see if I can just tell it to, I only want it for this one thing. Yeah, that's all we're saying here. Exclusions. Yeah, I want this. Let's see, management. Yeah, that's just saying bringing in yourself. I figured they would say that. Do it manually. Yeah, that's what it seems like. All right, so I gotta bring in Kotlin standard lib, and let's see. I want to do these two. Version, and then we want, what is it, 1.8 1.8.21 1.8.21. This is to override a bad transitive inclusion from OKHTTP. Hands are peeling for winter, does it all the time. Yeah, I get that too. It hasn't started yet, thankfully, but it will come December and January probably. I have I bought what's it called, O'Keefe's working hands. It's called. It comes in like a little green container, and it's like a wax. You kind of just scrape it off the top and you put it on your hands, and it works really, really well. But it's also like, I hate stuff on my hands, so I usually wait until my hands get really bad, and then I put that on, and then I just like put socks over my hands, and then just do it. I do it at nighttime before I go to bed. And I just put socks over my hands so I don't get greasy stuff all over the place. And yeah, by the morning they're usually like almost completely healed when that happens. But yeah. Like I get the I don't just get the peeling, I get the like scratches and cuts, from from the dry skin and stuff. And that's what hurts the most, and that's when I use that stuff on it. And that works like a charm. So even the project. I don't really have mean, I could test it. Although I have these other changes going on, so I can't really test it right now. Because I have those other things going on, but that's fine. So you're not alone. Yeah. No, you're not alone. I get all the cuts. Like I won't even feel the cuts happen, from the cold weather. I'll just be like in a store or something, and like the clerk at the store will be like, your knuckles are all bleeding, right? And I'll be like, oh, yeah, they are. I didn't even know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can't really test that right now because I'm in the midst of this other big change here where I'm gonna copy these things over and move them around and stuff. So what do I have to do? Like file exists, copy file from class path. So I'm looking at file exists. So I gotta see if the database and the index exists. Yeah. Static, void, init resource files. Resource loader, and then we say file exists. Okay, string resource database equals get path storage file string index file get path key file. If resource database, oops, if not file exists resource database, then copy file from class path. Be resource name, resource loader. So it'd be the storage file, storage file, and loader, right? Because this is coming from the class path, right? Resource name. Yes. Okay. So storage file, and then we already know we need to copy the index file because it will go hand in hand with the key file because that's the encryption key to open it. So we do that. All right. Else, we just assume that we got to merge the keys. So we'll say merge resource keys map from class path, and that would be the loader there, and that just does its thing. So I don't actually care about the index file here because we're just copying that over. Well, I do care about it as far as, well, no, because we'll just rotate it. It'll be part of the rotate secure storage, which is already being called. All right, so I think I got those things. So then where's the, where did I call that from? Where do I call this from? Secure storage runner. Okay, so first things first, we'll say logger info initializing secure storage files. And secure storage util init resource files. Pass the loader in. And then rotate the secure storage like we normally do. Okay. So actually I could probably test this right now. Let's just see. Let's just see how far off I am, or how close I am. Am I putting it in a random spot? No. I am whatchamacallit? I'm passing in a I'm passing in a system property to tell it where to put it for right now. This might remain, like this class path property might remain, because that might be easy to do as far as like the installer is concerned, because I need to get the ultimate path from the install when the install happens, and I haven't quite figured out how to do that yet. So, because ultimately when you install the program, you get to tell it where to put the stuff, and it's got that directory somewhere. I just have to figure out where to pull that from, and then I can just pass that in as an argument to the web server, the embedded web server, and then my war file just has access to it as a system property at that point. So that's my thought process there. We'll see. It's a lot easier than trying to write it to a file and keep a file updated and all that stuff. Okay, and do clean publish, and then we'll say start. All right, now let's see if that wrote something. I don't see anything. I did call it that, right? /mb/db. Okay. I think, because I had this problem before where it doesn't automatically create the paths. So let's do, if the file doesn't exist, then let's, I did this once before where it was like create paths or something. I guess I don't have it here, but let's see. So if I say paths the private static void create resource paths. String path equals get path. No. String path equals system get property. Path dot get path dot I've done this once before. I just gotta figure out what I did. Create directories, that's what it was. Creates a directory by creating all non-existent parent directories first. Exception is not thrown. A directory could not be created because it already exists. Okay. Okay. Okay, and good. Logger error could not emit resource file. Okay. Maybe do a loop. I don't need to for the create directories because it will actually do all the parent directories and stuff, I believe. So I think we're good there. Because I've used this once before for something and I don't remember what it was. So just do create resource paths. All right, so we'll do that. And then let's try this again. Good. And start. see if that created anything. I don't see anything. I wonder if it's not even getting that far. Oh, I wonder if it doesn't know. Well, it should know it for Linux anyway. What tilde means. I wonder if I have something in the log. I don't know. Is that not even... I wonder if that's even running. Let's put a breakpoint there and find out. I bet it's not even running all this time. That would be my MO here. It's not. It's not even running. It's not even freaking running. Oh, of course not. Of course not. Secure storage runner. I got context started event. Event listener. In backend, conf backend. Oh, that's right. I have this install base directory, which is what I really wanted to grab stuff from. Could probably be using that. Probably should be using that, but let's just see. I think I have this in the wrong package, I think is what's going on here. Because this is, it's scanned, but it's scanned for configuration. I don't know if it's actually loading up the component here. Do I have something in here? No. What if I move this to service? Let's do that. Let's go. I have a suspicion that this is the problem. I'm not entirely sure, but it's easy enough to move this because there's nothing referring to it. So we'll run it. We'll move it to backend service for right now. Let's see. Okay, so we have that moved over. All right, so project clean build. Clean the work directory. Clean deploy. We'll run as debug. It's not running. Event raised when application context gets started. Is this the one that never actually fires off? Didn't I find that before where I was trying to do something with context started event and it was like, good luck getting that to fire off. You have to like use contexts refreshed event. Oh, I have to do context refreshed. Let's see. Because I was having that problem with something. It was like something with the database. I was having that problem with the migrations. And then I ended up just not doing it as an event listener. Because it just wasn't working right. And I mean, worst case scenario here, we rotate the secure storage twice, which that's not a big deal. We changed the encryption key on it twice instead of once. I'm not as concerned on that. So let's see. It's a waste of time, but it's, you know, hopefully it's not too much of a waste. Oh, look at that. It's getting called now. Go figure. And it's getting called twice, as I thought it would. That's all right. So now it made a folder called tilde. God damn it. God damn it. Can't even get to it from the command line. Oh, crap. Let's get it in here. Oh, so stupid. And the folder's empty, which is even funnier. Okay. Well, note to self. Don't do that. Let's go delete that. Okay. And let's go fix that. That's just a... I should have figured that was going to happen, but, you know. I threw caution to the wind. Go in here, arguments. Let's make that a /home /mem mb db apply. Boom. Okay. And let's clean the work directory and we'll debug. Because it didn't quite make the files, so I'll have to see what happened there. So create resource paths. So copy resources DB over. Let's go into here, destination, files copy. Oh, I'm getting IO exceptions. Get resource. Oh, you know what? It's because I put a space there, I bet. All right. Yes. That is why that's happening. That was my goofball move. There should be no space before or after the class path. I did a couple more of these, didn't I? Yeah. No space after those. Let me make sure. Class path forward. That one, that one. Oh, I knew there was another one here. Two, three. Okay. That should be better, hopefully. That should work better, hopefully. Okay, clean that. Clean that. Debug. Okay. Create the resource path. Hop into here. Okay, it looks like it did it correctly this time. Let's see if that's true. We have an MB folder, database folder, and we've got files in it. Excellent. Excellent, Smithers. Okay. So, that is good. that now means... So let's... I mean, while we're here... go over to database and let's get rid of ID 9 right now. Okay, so that's gone. Let's come over to here and there. Let's go to accounts, link our accounts. Invalid client. Oh, well. Yeah, it should be writing the keys in there. Should have already written the keys in there. Okay. Well, that's fine. That's all right. Well, we know where we're at. We know we have most of this is working, but the somewhere along the way here, probably in this merge, I am messing things up. Because there was that other thing I do, right, where I write the keys out. But I do that during the... When do I do that? Do I do that during the build? Source main resources. Yeah, the resources DB has something in it. Because I get the keys from the secret keys file. And I write them to the database file. I just gotta figure out when I do that, because I have a feeling I'm doing it out of order now. Most likely. Yeah, probably doing it out of order. Alright, well, we'll have to get to the bottom of that. Yeah, that's fine. I have to get to the bottom of that. We're further along as far as like figuring out the robustness of the system anyway. Still have to figure out what's going on with the why the Twitch conduit stuff isn't working, although we might have a solution for that too by with that library change I did there. There's not an easy way for me to test that yet until we get this working, but all right, so I think we're still moving along. Not enough to commit anything right now, but I think we're still doing pretty good as far as this is concerned. So we might be getting closer. to having Twitch chat work. Oh, excuse me. The good thing about this is I fixed this, then that also, because that would have also been a problem with the YouTube, like once I start using YouTube API keys for stuff. So I fixed this now. Then that fixes the YouTube stuff when I go and have to start using the YouTube API. So good things. Good things there. But I think I'm gonna stop right there for tonight because I'm getting a little bit tired. It's 12:30 in the morning for me anyway. Unfortunately, no stream tomorrow. I have family stuff I want to go do and take a little break. But next Saturday, I think I'm going to start to jump into some game dev stuff. I'm going to try to learn how to game dev. Well, I'm going to try to learn how to make an engine. Kind of, sort of. I mean, I'm going to be using stuff that already exists, but I'm going to kind of try and make a game from without a commercial game engine, and see what, if any of it makes any sense at all. I'm not completely unfamiliar with OpenGL. I did do stuff back in college in it in C, so I at least can probably remember some things there. But that'll be next Saturday because, like I said, tomorrow I'm not going to stream at all. Sunday, though, I'll probably do just a random game, whatever I happen to feel like playing. We'll jump into that. And then Monday night, we'll be back here trying to fix the rest of this to get some Twitch chat going. I feel like I'm close. I just need to... I need some fresh brainwaves right now, to just figure out the rest of my foibles here. So we'll get that going, and then the next week. So I think Tuesday and Wednesday, unless something comes up, I think we'll be doing probably like Star Wars Outlaws and maybe something else. We'll see. Thursday, I think I'm going to jump back into Diablo 3. I'm pretty sure Thursday is also the launch of the new Dragon Age game, and I've never played a Dragon Age game. But I think I feel like that's something that I don't have to jump on right away. Like, I feel like there's going to be plenty of people playing that as soon as it comes out. So I can kind of wait and sit on that until the week after and just make that the Tuesday game, and maybe even Tuesday, Wednesday game if I like it. Because I don't know if I'm going to like it or not even. So I think that's my plan with that. Yeah, I think that's where we're at right now with all the things. So that will do it for me for tonight. I am pretty sure there's nobody live right now for me to. Well, you know what? Let me take a look anyway, because it is late enough now that some of the really late night streamers that I am friends with are probably doing something. Nope, they're not. Okay. So, yep, that'll do it for me for tonight, my friends. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you. And I hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff, whatever happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see you, bye.
face!